A couple days ago, I woke up to the news that I never thought I would see. Despite my baying at the moon about how the Pokemon anime should replace Ash as the main character, I never thought it would actually happen. But to my surprise and many others, the Pokemon Company announced that as of April of 2023, Ash will be retiring as the protagonist of the Pokemon anime, leaving it in the hands of these two, Roy and Rico. Despite my excitement, I noticed more of a, let's just say, mixed reaction from a lot of people. I mean, it's to be expected. This character has one of the most marketable faces in all of media history and is one of the big faces of the most popular, successful media property. And it's been that way for over 20 years now. But let me explain why this unexpected development is actually a good thing. Ash has been through a lot in the anime. Like, a lot. He's a seasoned character. Arguably too seasoned. There's this common problem in writing. When your character has completed their arc and has nowhere left to go, what do you do with them? By all means, Ash's story is complete. It's been that way for a while. The Gen 4 anime really showed his knowledge, experience, and how far he's come as a trainer. He begins the series by showing a new trainer how to catch Pokemon and ends by putting his entire philosophy about training to the test when he's met with a rival who's just as successful as he is, but is the complete opposite of him personality-wise. This was so definite, in fact, that the anime that followed it almost completely rewrote him. He was acting like a child, he was making rookie mistakes. I'm sure that we all know that scene where his Pikachu that has beaten several gyms and even gone up against champions lost to a Snivy in its first battle. Fans of the anime have been finding ways to cope with this scene for almost a decade. Here's the thing though, take Ash out of that scene and replace him with a rookie trainer and that problem just goes away. This problem actually came to a head quite recently. In a tournament with all the best trainers that the lore has to offer, Ash actually ended up placing first. Where do you go from that? His goal from the very beginning is to become the very best that no one ever was, a Pokemon Master. And Gary quite literally points it out in this scene. He already has become that. The very best, like no one ever was. If they have him going to a new region, you either run into the issue of him being too powerful for anything thrown at him, or we run into the Snivy issue again, where he's losing fights he really shouldn't for no other reason than the main character has to be able to lose. It's not like the show has JoJo writing, where the fights are decided by strategic nuance. No, it's a series of attacks and dodges, with a winner often being decided based on whatever Pokemon the episode wanted to show off this time. Every series since Diamond and Pearl has featured a soft rewrite of the character. What do I mean by that? Well, every generation, the stories of the previous ones are discarded, and the show is allowed to pick up with a fresh slate. Ash has a new team, is learning new lessons, fighting new rivals, and so on. Despite this, however, everything from the previous generations is still canon. This is essentially the show's way of trying to have its cake and eat it too. New viewers can jump in at any point, but old fans can still feel invested knowing what they've seen hasn't been disregarded. This does come with its restrictions though. For one, you can never really go back to the beginning. There can never be that moment where Ash catches his first Pokemon again, or has to be reminded about type matchups. It just wouldn't make sense. When I talk to certain fans of the anime, they say how they miss the attitude of the character from the 90s and wish he'd just be more like that. The problem is, he's come too far. He just can't. The change in protagonist can bring about a bunch of new stories that we just couldn't have with Ash, or at the very least take advantage of the potential of a fresh start. Now, whether or not the anime will even be good, or if Roy or Rico will even be good characters, who's to say? But what I can say is for the first time in a long time, I'm genuinely excited to see what the Pokemon anime has to offer. Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, please be sure to let me know. Leave a like and tell me in the comments how you feel about this change. You already know my thoughts, but I'm really curious to see what others think. Ash has been around for longer than I've been alive, so this is really big news for the franchise. If you want to see more, then hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, and Rick and Morty Season 2 analysis is still coming. I just need more time on that one.